Hey, I'm live. Hey, I'm live. I'm going live on here and I'm going live on the Instagram. Hi. Okay. So I'm gonna go live and we're gonna talk a little bit about what's available. I should have done the Instagram thing first, eh? And live. Switch that. Okay, so I am live on what? Hey, so I'm live on YouTube and Instagram today talking a little bit about what we're working on so you can follow along and see what jobs are open. I have a machine learning route optimization role. So if you are really good at machine learning and supply chain and logistics, so if you know how to do what's called the traveling salesman problem. How many of you guys have studied game theory? Oh, this one. I studied game theory. Why? Because I had years where I had no idea who I was. So I just read other people's things. That's actually the reason. But I studied game theory. There's a thing called the traveling salesman problem. And basically, it's a stochastic, meaning multivariable and moving target kind of model where you've got a salesman. The salesman has so many things to sell. He has a territory that's so large, and he's got to develop a strategy for whether or not he's going to sell out. If he doesn't sell out, there's a cost to bring the goods back. If there's a cost to bring the goods back, then you can only go so far, right, out of your route. And so this is the traveling salesman problem. It's a very classic kind of game theoretical problem. And this is the type of model that you'll be working on for my client, Letta. Letta, like, let us help you deliver things. I am reopening the role just because I think that they're going to need more than one machine learning engineer. That's what my gut's telling me. I'm working with a company called Flawless AI. And Liz, if you're watching, it is that Flawless. I was really excited to know that I had a personal connection to the company, which was cool. But they're looking for somebody who's a PhD in neural rendering. Okay, so you've got these neural networks, right, that you create as far as creating self-supervised machine learning models, also known as AI. So a machine learning model that gets smarter by itself. Think about that, right? And this one is creating 3D images as the model trains on other 3D images of the human face. So say, for example, you have like Tom Hanks, and you want to make Tom Hanks say, Viva la Revolution, which maybe that'll be a great deep fake one day. You have trained the model on the shape of Tom Hanks's face. You train the model on how he moves his face when he's having certain emotions, and you can replicate that. This is in a neural network. A neural network is a layered model that does different layers. So say, for example, the utterance cadence, the shadow cadence, and those layers work together to create one output. And listen, I am learning this machine learning stuff as I go. So if I am explaining it like a bambina, it's because I am a bambina. So I'm working on that. I'm working on somebody who does audio video synthesis. I actually spoke to somebody so smart about this yesterday who was in a visual effects shop in New Zealand. And it's just like, you want to translate a film, but not just in the words. You want to translate it into the culture. So you preserve the emotionality in a way that's reserved and understood by that culture. So one of the things that's really, really cool is like, apparently in Korean, if you're nodding when you speak, it's rude. Or this is what I'm learning from my engineers. I may be wrong. So you want to teach your model that you can take the human face, but if you're speaking Korean, you're not going to nod when maybe a British speaking English speaker would nod. And it's that type of nuanced model and mathematics that, and it's not somebody, okay, I want you to think about this. It's not somebody who's like programming do not nod. It's somebody who's teaching a computer program to eat information for breakfast and understand that you do not nod. And that just happens because the model trains itself on the data. That's generative AI. It's really, really brilliant. I think it's just a brilliant field. I have some other roles open right now. I'm working with a company that does machine learning algorithms that predict when your heavy equipment is going to break down. So say, for example, I have an oil rig. And oil rigs cost like a gajillion dollars to fix every time they break down. And I have sensors that take information back from that oil rig, like, oh, it beeped today, or it scratched today, or it was, 0.0000%. I guess that's zero still. 0.00001% slower on the uptake of this one thing. This model can predict, oh, this machine's going to need maintenance, or a repair before, so it's not so expensive. This company is really doing great. And a lot of these things can be used for military, government, there's two particular, they call them productized models. And they're in the Twin Cities. And so I'm looking for machine learning engineers for them. So that's what I'm doing today. Other than that, we are in the middle of a recession. And so I will be doing business development like a boss, trying to find those companies. So what happens in a recession is that these startups that I love to work with that are fewer than 200 employees, they stop getting that Series A, Series B funding. But really good companies will still be funded. Maybe they'll be debt funded. Maybe they'll be self-funded. Maybe they'll find those investors. It's not the case that investors are making zero investments. It's that investors are making fewer investments. That's the difference in a recession. So, take heart in that. But, so just looking for those companies that are really on their way to expansion so I can help them. Another really good thing that I'm thinking about today is everybody let their internal recruiters go. So it's kind of a blue ocean for external recruiters doing what I do, right? Pay me when you find someone or engage me up front for a cheaper rate. But you don't have an internal HR right now, do you? Because you fired them. Because HR is always seen as a cost center when really HR can be your biggest moneymaker, your biggest cost savings if you do it right. So that's my day. If you know anyone who does neural rendering, machine learning, sensor signal processing, sensor recognition, math, send them my way. Other than that, have a great day. How do you stop being okay, guys? How do you stop being live? End. How do you